Le Canada est un vaste pays. Pour environ 1/5 de la population qui vit en milieu rural, l'accès aux services de santé universels, tel que garanti par la loi canadienne sur la santé, est limité. Ces populations rurales sont généralement plus âgées, plus pauvres et plus malades que la majorité. Plus la communauté est éloignée, plus la situation s'empire. Pour les populations autochtones du Canada qui vivent dans ces régions, ceci est leur réalité.
The only problem is we don't have a family doctor. We've never had a family doctor in 50 plus years.
I don't know what family doctor is.
Neither do I, because we never had one. They come and go so often.
Reconnaissant le besoin, le Collège des médecins de famille du Canada et la Société de la médecine rurale du Canada ont formé un groupe de travail en 2014 pour passer à l'action. Ils ont préparé des recommandations visant à améliorer l'accès et la qualité des soins. En s'appuyant sur des données probantes, issues de recherches et sur des récits de succès d'un bout à l'autre du pays, le plan d'action pour la médecine rurale au Canada est fondé sur le principe de la responsabilité sociale. Comme une boussole, le plan d'action pour la médecine rurale indique la voie à suivre. Il fournit une orientation à tous ceux qui ont un rôle à jouer dans l'amélioration des soins de santé en région rurale. Le plan d'action reconnaît qu'à long terme, l'argent ne suffit pas à encourager les médecins à choisir les régions rurales. Ce qui réussit, c'est la formation dans les collectivités rurales et éloignées. Les changements à l'éducation médicale font une différence.
So we get our residents involved in living in the community in addition to their academic training. In so doing, they're forming roots. And the belief, at least my belief, is if they form roots in a community, they're more likely to start looking at the opportunities of having families here. And I think we've certainly shown that that does work. In the last 3 years, we've graduated 15 residents, 13 of which have stayed in our environment.
And so by having a variety of training sites around the province in communities that people would consider practicing in, I think it lets, at a resident recruitment level coming into the program, it allows people to say, this is the kind of community I'm looking for. I'd like to train in the community, in the kind of community in which I'd like to practice in.
It's good to find a really strong rural teaching program that really focuses on the community medicine, community needs, and has a group of physicians there that offer a really broad range of services. Because it's important to learn to practice medicine, you know, in an environment that you want to, in an environment similar to the one that you want to practice in.
I knew absolutely that I wanted to do family medicine, but exactly where I wanted to do it was less clear. I'm actually from Ottawa, Ontario, and it seemed like the easiest decision was just going to be to keep the apartment I was living in and continue my training at home, which is like Ottawa's my hometown. And as I started to learn about the different programs across the country and talk to residents from across the provinces, actually, I started to feel more and more like a rural family medicine program was the one for me.
Le succès est de courte durée à moins qu'un soutien à long terme ne soit fourni. Des partenariats solides avec les gouvernements sont nécessaires. Avec des investissements continus, nous voyons les diplômés canadiens en médecine choisir les régions rurales.
Working with Health Canada that has provided a lot of the funding over the years for this program and has recently announced a 2-year extension to the Nunafam program is very welcome to me. It again, just to reiterate it really gives an opportunity for Memorial, the government of Nunavut, but to explore, you know, more advantageous relationships and more diversity. But it's also set the standard and given us a lot of leadway into negotiating with other universities and other jurisdictions across the country to look at mirroring or taking some of the best practices of this program.
There needs to be support by government that training physicians in these rural environments is key to their recruitment and retention. So working with government to try and provide opportunities and look at mechanisms to support and to actually enhance the opportunities for rural docs to be involved in this kind of training has been ongoing work.
So government's role in education is identifying to the college that there is a need. We all should, as the College of Medicine, we should also realize there's a need for rural and remote physicians. And then providing the resources for us to develop remote sites and working in partnership with the college to identify sites, help us assess the feasibility, help us also to have an interprofessional opportunities in those sites as well.
So no residence training program can do it alone. You can't do it only with universities. I think you do it with universities, the local government, the provincial authorities, your health boards, and the community itself. And I think when all those parties come together with a common vision of why we're doing it, I think it can be successful.
Les patients et les médecins de famille apprécient les relations à long terme qui soutiennent la prestation de soins de haute qualité. Lorsque les communautés font valoir activement l'équilibre entre le travail et la vie personnelle, les médecins et les patients sont tous gagnants.
Being able to have a physician that's there, that you can count on, that you can trust, and that you have an ongoing relationship with is quite critical, and especially for our communities where we know for many Indigenous populations, access is a big issue and trust is a big issue.
So when I came as a medical director, I thought my vision is to make this a career choice so that people could come and work here, get paid well, not have to work 24/7, 365, have a job that was where they could work hard, but get time off to enjoy life in the north and have a family.
La capacité de la communauté de se mobiliser pour créer des conditions favorables pour recruter des médecins est importante. Parce que c'est souvent eux qui vont être à l'écoute justement du besoin d'un conjoint pour un emploi, qui vont faire les efforts nécessaires pour essayer de trouver quelque chose d'intéressant pour que le conjoint, pour que le couple en entier ou la famille ait l'intérêt de s'installer.
And so communities that really respect that and really appreciate the fact that you're a human being outside of being a physician, that's really, really nice and rewarding, and it really makes me as a physician want to work harder for my patients.
I think that there needs to be a balance between the type of medicine that you want to practice and the scope that you want to practice, and a lifestyle that works for you. I would want to feel supported in the medical community, to have colleagues who I can go to with questions, who I can trust and rely on, and where I know that there's adequate specialist support.
It is utterly essential for effective patient care to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently with other levels of care. So geographically, even though we're an hour and a half away from Kentville, 2.5 hours away from the big centres in Halifax, amazingly well supported.
Avec plus de médecins de famille qui choisissent le milieu rural, la distance géographique qui les sépare des services de soins secondaires et tertiaires doit être surmontée. Les populations rurales et urbaines ont droit au même niveau de soins. La recherche visant à améliorer l'accès et à développer les technologies à distance doit être prioritaire.
And that's been an area that we've been working on, is using more increased technology and remote presence type of technology to enable better services within our communities, or more access to services.
Je m'intéresse à la médecine rurale parce que j'ai pratiqué à un certain moment dans une province, en Colombie-Britannique, dans une petite ville rurale, Nelson, en Colombie-Britannique, où il y avait eu beaucoup de coupures de services. Et j'ai vu que c'était très difficile de pratiquer lorsqu'on n'a pas d'équipement comme un CT scan, qu'on n'a pas de service de chirurgie, d'anesthésie, et qu'on devait référer les patients sur de grandes distances. J'étais préoccupé justement par le fait qu'on n'avait pas accès à ces soutiens-là. Il faut être capable, à mon avis, offrir des soins, des standards de soins minimums pour ces citoyens-là de nos régions.
There's almost universal evidence now that healthcare is actually better where a community is involved in training medical students and residents. And so from the perspective of the literature, the supporting literature, it's a fairly easy sell to get some support from the government. And as I say, our government has been very supportive.
The next challenge is sustainability. can you sustain the program? Are you going to sustain the program for the next 5, 10, 20 years? And if you're going to do that, are you going to have the same players at the table, and are you going to have the same commitment? And that's a challenge. And I think if you can show that a program is providing benefit to a community, benefit to a geography, benefit to a province, benefit to an area, you're probably going to be able to sustain it.
Le plan d'action pour la médecine rurale au Canada, avec ses 20 recommandations, indique la voie à suivre. Une main-d'œuvre en médecine rurale durable est atteignable. Mais il nous faut l'engagement et la volonté d'agir.
Le Collège des médecins de famille du Canada et la Société de la médecine rurale du Canada sont ravis de pouvoir continuer d'offrir un leadership pour mettre en œuvre le plan d'action sur la médecine rurale. Ongoing education to upskill and train physicians to meet the needs of rural communities must be a priority. Together, we can make a difference.
L'avenir nous oblige à connaître la direction vers laquelle nous nous orientons. Notre destination est un lieu où les médecins travaillent en équipe, offrent des soins à toute la population, peu importe où ils vivent.
That would be my comfort, to know that somebody's there for us, and it's the same person regularly. It doesn't have to be the same doctor all the time, but somebody who knows my history, wellness and not so wellness. That would be a great comfort to me.